Cool. We are live. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kevin Yee. Just still at my parents' house this week. For that person I promised about the nursing video, sorry I couldn't get it out this week. I was actually going through a lot of not I wouldn't say personal issues, but I've been just kind of enjoying my vacation a little bit. Was really kind of contemplating like my YouTube channel and stuff like that. But glad to have you guys here. We already got comments coming in. We got Hagao. How's it going, man? Literally just got back from the beach. Saw a few of my friends. Let me pull it up for a second. Let me go into kind of my to my chats and stuff. But I want to kind of show you what I did earlier today. We went to Rhode Island, and it was kind of cool. Here we go. Let me pull up a picture. I'll show you guys. Cute picture of all of us. These are all my friends and stuff. My friends, you can tell, are popping out babies and whatnot. So that's kind of cool. We were just hanging out in Providence. We were literally, you can see the rice farmer hats and stuff. But we were just kind of chilling in Providence, Rhode Island. Haven't seen these people in like many years. So it was really great to just see them again all together and just chill by the beach. Obviously, I'm not in, if you can't tell, I definitely did not bring any beach clothes. Like, look at me in jeans, bro. So that's the situation right now. But yeah, it was just really relaxing. We just chilled. I literally had client calls all today, and that's what I was doing. But anyways, today I kind of wanted to talk about a few things this week. I had a few great podcasts. I was talking to a lot of different pharmacists. And one of the things I actually really wanted to talk about is kind of like the future state of pharmacy and the current state of pharmacy as well. If you can't tell, hold on, let me just go back in my screen. Drug topics, pharmacy, Walmart. And what we'll be doing today is kind of going over kind of like the quality. Going over some of the quality, going over some of the comments of the Walmart layoffs today. Hold on, Walmart layoffs, pharmacy, and hold on for a second. Drug topics. Where is it? I know I bookmarked it. Hold on for a second. Let me just take a look. But I actually want to talk about this because this is I think a lot has changed since, I've been in pharmacy and a lot of different things. The job market isn't like it once was, like 10 or even 20 years ago. When I first made a decision to go into pharmacy, it was about 2006-ish when I graduated high school, I guess. And that's when I kind of was thinking about going into pharmacy, but so different. Drug topics. Hold on for a second. Let's go into this, right? So let's kind of look at some of the thoughts about it as well. I couldn't find the original article, but there were a lot of different reactions of the pharmacy of people getting laid off from Walmart. I thought it was very interesting. Hold on for a second. Strong topics, pharmacy. I can't find the specific article. But let's go. Sorry, I'm not very organized today. Holy shit! I just got back from the beach, and I thought I saved it, but I guess I didn't. Oh well. Fuck, dude, that's fucking annoying. Oh, maybe it's here. Hold on for a second. Where is it? No, I can't find it. Anyways, I'm so tired. I'm about to fall over. It's about 4 a.m. Cool, bud. So, anyways, if you don't know, there's a lot of debate. Like, there's this whole thing about job security and stuff. And I've actually this weekend I was actually talking to my old advisor from pharmacy school, really close friend. He does a lot of academia stuff, but he was telling me kind of like the impact of pharmacy and what's happening right now. And what we're seeing happen is a lot of these pharmacies lay off a bunch of people, right? Um, so so basically, there's this isn't the article per se, but anyways, let me just go back in here. We were having a really legit conversation, and he was just telling me, like, I thought the numbers were bad based off my research, right? So when I did the research, there's only about 17,000 jobs that are going to be created from 2016 to 2026. This is public knowledge. You can find it on the Bureau of Labor.gov, right? And then when I checked the stats of this other pharmacy, how many students were graduating each year, it was about 14,000 students, right? I checked with one of my advisors. He told me it was a lot. It's a lot worse. A lot more students are graduating, and there's a lot less jobs out there. There's not enough job demand currently right now. And if your parents are telling you that the job market is really like go into pharmacy, go into pharmacy, go into pharmacy, there's one caveat, man. If you're going in for money, not worth it, right? Don't do it just for the money. What pharmacy really needs is really increasing our scope of practice and kind of being able to get paid for our services, right? Pharmacy is kind of in a weird transition where we're kind of expanding our practice, but we haven't kind of figured out the payment systems yet, how we're going to get reimbursed for our services. So it's just a really interesting time. So I just wanted to kind of bring that to your attention. I thought it would be also really cool this episode to just really talk about, go over some of the comments that you guys left this week. Earlier this week, I actually, where is it? Fucking load. Earlier this week, I actually took some time answering all your comments, and this is literally how I look at my comments. You can every single week. I don't filter these and stuff. I mean, some are like spammy and stuff, so I just hold them for review. But in general, we're just gonna go over the comments today, and if you guys got any questions for me as well, make sure to ask them too, because this is a live Q&A. I want to make this interactive, and if you have any suggestions of any videos that you want me to do, feel free to let me know below as well. And we'll just go over a few of the comments and stuff. There were a few comments that I want to bring to like talk about on this live stream as well, but yeah. Anyways, let's kind of answer some of these questions, and so if the questions are good, I might do a separate video on it. Perry Matt asks, hey, nice video. Question: how do you find an influencer that can sell their high ticket? Love their work. Honestly, there's so many different ways. There's at the end of the day, one of the easiest ways is to actually go on to Upwork.com and just post something on here, right? You go on Upwork. There's tons of resources here. You can set up an account. Some people will look for high ticket closers here. But I really think at the end of the day, if you are trying to look for a high ticket client, really what's going to separate you from anyone else is just building those relationships in a niche that you love, right? So for me, I'm a huge fan of digital marketing and online businesses. So it makes a lot of sense that those are both my clients. And some of my clients, they actually teach you how to build a high ticket program as well. So I think that's one of the best ways to find your high ticket client. If you're going in any client, it doesn't have to be with high ticket closing. It could be copywriting or anything like that. Builds relationships. Goes the same way with pharmacy and stuff too. You want to make sure that you build those relationships early before you actually need them. For me, I just started building a lot more relationships. Like a lot more high ticket people have actually reached out to me personally over the last few months, and I've just been so saturated because I can't fulfill all the demand, but that took a while for it to kind of build up like that. All right, so next person we have, Angel Fair responded to my do other pharmacists feel like this video. I finally got cut to part-time as many others, but I consider myself lucky since I have 20 years of experience with a flawless track record and I have board certification. I feel for the new ones that got laid off. This is a very real thing, by the way. You're just going to see a lot more pharmacists get cut to part-time just because a lot of pharmacies cannot afford. It's not like, I wouldn't say they do not want, but they cannot afford to have so many full-time pharmacists, right? From a business point of view, you have to pay so many more benefits and all that. Just makes more sense for part-time. And I think you'll see going forward, a lot more contracting will be a lot more popular just because you don't have to pay out those benefits for an employee as well. And as a 1099, I personally like being a 1099 as a pharmacist as well. Anyways, I feel, and if you feel the same way, please comment below. I'd love to kind of hear your comments too, like see how you guys feel exactly about this. Oh shit, I'm not even showing you the screen, bro. My bad. But let me just move this over here. And yeah, if you guys feel the same way, please let me know as well. But let's go back here. They don't disclose that this field is oversaturated and literally getting worse each year, since the amount of pharmacy schools keep doubling every few years, but the amount of jobs are cut by 70%. Loans are getting more expensive with the 4% origination fee, loan 8% interest rate for the rest of your life. You might not even find a job. Basically, what Angel is really talking about is kind of like the saturation within pharmacy, which is a very real thing, man. I think it's something definitely to consider if you are coming into pharmacy. Really ask yourself, why do you really want to do it? And half the time, I get a lot of comments. I don't want to kind of show you this comment that I literally got. I just literally got this message before. Since this is on my personal Facebook, let me kind of cover it up. But I had someone actually message me. Hey Kevin, I'm worried about my future, man. I got pushed to take pharmacy by my parents. The tuition fee was already paid in full. I'm doing well in school, but I find myself not being happy about what I am doing because I felt I've got forced to do it. I know a lot of you guys feel this way, by the way. I don't know, but I felt imprisoned, bro. But I'm fighting the giving up mentality. Right now, I think there's nothing I can do but to finish pharmacy and use it as a stepping stone to achieve whatever I do in life that I'm really passionate about, which is music. And it's very true, man. Like, honestly, let me close some of these things out. But honestly, this is a very real thing, man. And I feel like when parents kind of force their kids to take really shitty advice like that, they're basing off old data. One thing I've really kind of learned over this last week, there's this great article by the New York Times. New York. Hold on, let me switch back to my screen. There's this really great article by the New York Times. It talks about inside Amazon. And one of the things I really liked about this, by the way, I should show the comments too. Comments. One of the great things about this article was it shows like kind of talks about what happens on the inside of Amazon, but as a short synopsis, basically they have tons of data points. They're world class at gathering so much data, and they use data to drive their decisions. Now, when parents are recommending you just to go into pharmacy, that typically is bad advice just because they're not basing it off any data, no stats or anything like that. And they're not reverse engineering where you want to be. We have to think a lot smarter and just think beyond, hey, this is just a good career. What does good mean? There's no blanket statement for everything. Pharmacy could be good for someone else, could be really shitty for someone else, but we have to know what kind of life do we want and kind of reverse engineer that. And what do we want our why to be? It's really tough for this shit. I feel like even for myself, I'm still going through this, trying to figure out my why. But at the same time, we shouldn't be throwing ourselves in six-figure debt doing this. We shouldn't be going into a saturated career just to make money, honestly, right? For me, I think a lot of other pharmacists are like me. They didn't only go into it for the money, but they went into it thinking, hey, I could help people and I can make a really decent living. But when you're getting dropped to part-time, it's something to really consider. And it doesn't help by throwing more pharmacists in this field if they're not absolutely sure what to do. I know a lot of other pharmacists some people feel like, hey, Kevin, maybe like you're scaring away a lot of good pharmacists from this field. But here's the thing, if you really want to do pharmacy, 1 or 2 videos is not going to stop you. If anything, it's just going to make you think whether you really want to do pharmacy or not. That's what I advocate on my channel. And I think, like, honestly, we have to steer away. We have to just give the truth about pharmacy, what it's actually like, what is the current situation like. And I think, like, with innovative careers, like some of Blair's, one of my favorite channels recently is actually Digital Apothecary. Digital Apothecary, really great channel, or really good, great website, by the way. Just because he talks a lot about digital healthcare startups. So go check him out. He does a 2019 disruptor update of all these innovative companies and different ways to create jobs. Follow his YouTube channel. He's a really great guy, really close friend of mine, but really cool guy too. But yeah, so that is that. But we really need more innovation within pharmacy if we're expected to make this profession last. And here's the thing, you don't need to be a pharmacist to contribute within the pharmacy field as well. Let's kind of look at the other comments, see what other people are talking about right now. Question, why do Dan Locke sell his course? Man, first of all, man, bro, you gotta learn how to type better, bro. But by the way, hit that like button if you are sticking around, man. If you want your questions answered, if you like this video, if you support me, if you fuck with me, make sure to hit that like video and subscribe as well. Question, why do Dan Locke sell the course for money? If it's so good, I mean, he makes so much money, then why would he sell the course? If he can't sell you just 1K online, so he lies. He's a really good seller. Okay, here's the thing, Sweden. Honestly, at the end of the day, you don't have to buy his course. If you think he's a liar and don't trust him, it doesn't make sense for you to ever buy his course. Don't buy it if you don't trust him. But I think people go under false expectations of what his course is or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's sales training, okay? It's sales training for niching in high ticket sales. That's what he does. It's unreasonable to get somebody to teach you for free. That's straight up entitlement, man. Nothing in this world is for free. And when you pay for things, you take it so much more seriously. Trust me, you wouldn't take it serious. I've paid a lot of money for courses and I pay nothing for courses. Every single time I've had to put skin in the game, that's when you make things work out. When you burn your ships, when you sacrifice something, you take something a lot more seriously. So many times I talk to people who want a fucking free ride to everything. The world doesn't work that way. You need to put money to make money. Any business that you go in, especially in a service business like sales, man, there's very little inventory. You don't have to front up any inventory or anything like that. And guess what? It costs money to run trainings like this, right? There's an acquisition cost, there's overhead and stuff. And if you are going to take the time out to teach someone as well, because you're not seeing all that blood and sweat equity that someone takes to get really good over time, that's straight up entitlement. You can choose to pay for it or not, man, at the end of the day. But if you don't trust them, don't take it, man. There's a lot of other people. There's Jordan Belfort. There's a lot of different people, man. So you don't have to take Dan Locke if you don't want to, man. I'm a second-year pharmacy student. I'm kind of scared here for a future. I will tell you this, Z-Ned. Honestly, if you're scared, just know that seeds are planted in now. So what you really want to do is kind of start talking to different people in different areas of pharmacy, trying to figure out where you want to go, reverse engineer it, and do your best. Just because there's saturation doesn't mean you can't get your dream job. It just might make it a little harder. But if you're already in pharmacy school, you're probably accumulating debt already. I understand where you are in life. But just don't be scared, one step at a time. Like, honestly, you can still get a great job. One of my good friends took her over a year to find a really great job. She actually left CVS recently, and she actually got a what's that called? Not compounding pharmacist, home infusion, right? She got a home infusion job, but it took a long time for her to get it. And it took a lot of networking for her to get it too. So it's not impossible. It takes time. Just be patient, one step at a time, one relationship at a time, guys. Okay? Were you ever employed by CVS during your time? Yes, I was. It's pretty garbage. It's really tough, man, because they're so focused on business and shit half the time that as a business, I think some of the strategies they do are really quite innovative, but as like an employee of them, I didn't like it because I never felt like I had any support. That's how I felt about most of pharmacy. Actually, most pharmacy chains never felt like I had any support at all. When I was independent, when I did rotations, that was a little different. Sure, it had its frustrations, had its certain things, but it was never. You get burnt out. They have certain metrics too where they can calculate the average burnout rate for a pharmacist, right? From new grad to quitting. So yeah. By the way, your voice is really clear and good for social media. I like it. Thanks, Sweden. Appreciate it. Yo, what up? Your HCC review video helped me join HCC. Yo, I'm glad that helped you, man. Please let me know what was the most helpful thing for you, man. It's always good to hear the downsides of a certain career. Yeah, Kevin, I don't like to be super negative, to be honest with you, but what I do like to be is very truthful, right? There are a lot of good things about pharmacy. Hey, in a short amount of time, you can get your doctorate degree. In a short amount of time, you can be a healthcare professional, right? But there are some downsides. You might have to make some sacrifices because things are getting a lot more competitive. You might have to work a lot of holidays. You might have to move it to somewhere you don't really like, Not to say like it's impossible to create a career that you love in pharmacy. That's what I'm saying, right? So, there are pros and cons of everything, but I don't think the negatives are actually painted that well in pharmacy right now, especially in this time that we're doing pharmacy. Stephanie H says hello. Stephanie, first thing I did on the stream is that I apologize I couldn't get a video out. So bummed out about that. So sorry about that. I know I had that nursing video. I put it in my notebook, but I just didn't get to it on vacation, I guess, right? So bad excuse, but the video's all edited. It's uploaded. I gotta just do the thumbnail for it. By the way, if you guys are watching this, make sure to hit that like button. I got 17 people in here. I only got 1 like. Shit, man. Like, let's get those likes up. So what do you do now? What do you do for work now that you quit at your job as a pharmacist? So there's a few. So for myself, there's a few ways that I make my money right now. Thank you for all the likes. There are a few things that I do for money right now. So one, I do high ticket sales. So I do a lot of high ticket sales. Digital marketing agency as well. I help out a few digital marketing agencies as well for consulting, but also I make a lot of my money through high ticket sales, and I also do YouTube affiliates and stuff like that. So I get passive income through that. Those are pretty much the 3 ways I make money. Are there any other ways? There's so many different ways online that you can make money. I just make sure it gets in my bank. So that's what I kind of do. And I run a few offers right now. So that's exactly what I do. I think it's a great way to get started out of pharmacy if you really want to, but you really got to love digital marketing. You really got to be, it's a great way to kind of take the leap forward out of pharmacy. But I really want to be covering different business models as a pharmacist, like pharmacy consulting. I interviewed my friend Blair. So you should be seeing that interview soon. And we're going to be talking about pharmacy consulting and stuff. Tim Kirk says, do you wish that you've gone to MD/DO school, even the Caribbean route? Not necessarily, man. Just because I think healthcare is cool, but I would have been in a lot of debt kind of pursuing it and whatnot. And I don't think it would really have made me super, super happy, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, like, I love helping people. I love like learning. That's what attracted me to pharmacy. And if I could get paid for it, why not? But there's so many other things that kind of fit that mold. For me, like, I do the same thing with consulting, right? You can help people and get paid a lot for your expertise and learning about something that you're very passionate about and whatnot. You know what I'm really passionate about, I found out, is like transforming my life through health, wealth, and relationships, man. I found out that I really love learning about a lot of different things. I was thinking about, hey, man, the other day I was planning out my YouTube. I was like, damn, what are my pillars of content? What is my life all about? What is this YouTube channel all about? And I realized from the very beginning, it's always been about helping people transform their life. I know that sounds very cliche, but whether through relationships or anything like that, that's really what I've always been about. It's something I stand for. And I get frustrated when people are stagnant or just stuck in their own ways, when they're just like, well, shit sucks, suck it up. That's like the worst way to think about things, right? Shit does suck sometimes, but you don't fucking suck it up. You figure out you figure out a way to solve your problems, bro. And so that's why it bugs me when people are like, state of pharmacy sucks. I mean, at the end of the day, we have a choice to leave it. We can create a new career. And that's why I choose to let students know ahead of time. I feel so passionate about this. Like, hey, what are realities of pharmacy? Because there's equal amount of people that have convinced into pharmacy and out. Maybe not equal, but yeah. Sweden says, I don't have a problem spending money on the course, but I just want to make sure because I did research and I have many mixed feelings for the course. And also my spelling is bad. Haha. Yeah, I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, dude, and he has a second question, does HCC work good for you, or rather, how much would you earn on average a week? Dude, there's so many factors, man. I can tell you're pretty young, but you gotta realize there's too many factors. The real thing is, hey, what niche do you want to go for? What is your future after HCC? What kind of industry? What do you want to do? Do you want to work on a team? Do you want to run your own agency model? What kind of niche do you want to specialize in? There's so many different factors, man. And like, you could do so many different things. For me, like, why I do it is like, hey, I want to run my own agency, so I did that. I still do that. I wanted to eventually launch my own high ticket, which I'm still currently doing. And I want to learn how to speak intelligently to a sales team and be able to lead it and to understand everything behind it. When I talk to, like, for me, same thing goes with digital marketing. I'm not like an expert at it, but I can speak intelligently about a funnel. I know what is good copy, what is bad copy and stuff. So that's the reason why I want to do it. Plus, and third thing, it was such a great tool for personal development, man. So much shit comes up when you're doing sales. You gotta have a positive mindset every single day. You have to be comfortable talking about money. The most intimate thing you can ever talk about with someone is not sex. It's really money if you think about it. People are so guarded with their money because it brings up so many a lot of self-confidence type of things. By the way, those 9 people who haven't liked my video, like my video right now, bud. All right, cool. Where are you from? I'm originally from here. I'm in Boston, Massachusetts right now. So that's where I'm from, but I live in LA too. All right. What's the most difficult college course you ever take? Oh man, it was like freaking physics, bro. Like freaking physics. That was fucking hard for some reason. I was never good at physics. And yeah, that was really tough for me. What are your thoughts about Walmart reducing pharmacists' pay to 31 hours and laying off pharmacists? Do you see other companies following Walmart? Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, here's the thing, if pharmacists actually take that salary, what's really stopping CVS from doing the same thing? Honestly, that's what happens with saturation. When there's when there's such a high saturation of pharmacists and specialists, this is what's going to happen. It's going to drive the prices down, right? It's kind of like, what the Middle East is kind of doing to fracking companies. They have all the oil in the world. They don't like frackers, and so they just produce a lot of different oil, like increase the supply, and it drives the prices down. That's pretty much it. That's what's happening to our career. And that's why I'm saying, like, when people criticize me about, hey, Kevin, stop talking from people out of pharmacy. I'm trying to help this saturation right now. Maybe I'm just one voice, but at least on YouTube, if somebody types in, hey, don't do pharmacy, I'll pop up. I'll make them rethink, hey, maybe this isn't a good decision. Or maybe they'll think, hey, these aren't so bad. Let's do it, right? People can't see behind the context, right, behind my videos, but I do things very purposely with strategy as well. So, yeah, man, I definitely see companies following the same thing. We got freaking Zach King in the house, and I'd be closing deals all weekend. Bro, Zach is the real deal, bro. He is a sick ass closer. By the way, cool thing about Zach, I think he said this on his channel, HTC for lie. I think we said this on his channel, but yeah, man, like Zach is a killer closer. He's probably a better closer than me, actually, to be honest with you. But you know what? He is an example of someone who put their mind to it, worked really hard, didn't have any excuses. Even when we were struggling looking for clients at one point in time, he never gave up, right? He never gave up. He got better and better and better. And now, like, dude, I don't want to give out how much he made unless he's comfortable, like, kind of saying it, but he made a pretty penny, more than he did ever at his previous jobs or anything like that, through high ticket closing. So, I mean, dude, the money is real. This is not a new industry. And I don't understand when people say it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam. Like, dude, you're fucking it's just like paying for a college course. I don't get why people are just like, it's a scam. No, dude, you are learning a high income skill. That's all you're doing. Like, I would say anything else is just fluff. But if you want to learn a high income skill, this is the way to do it. This is one way to do it. It's not the way, but hey, it works. It's a proven, like, it's worked for me. It's worked for a lot of my friends. Why not, right? So just kind of giving my opinion about the whole HTC things. What exactly do I sell? For one of my clients, I got to keep private just because, I have an NDA with them. But I can tell you about my other client. We do digital marketing consulting as well. So, yeah. Click Kevin's link for more info in the description. Kevin and I, between us, did over 15K in revenue over the past few days. Was it 15K? Oh, I think we're exaggerating. I think it was more like closer to 13K or something like that, or 12K. But yes, thank you, Zach. We literally just did that. Just right before the stream, Zach sent me a text, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, making money, bro." So yeah, thanks for the plugs, Zach. I'm not even plugging HTC, bro. So funny. Tim Kirk says, I hated studying science and medicine when I was younger, but now I'm very interested in medicine/healthcare because it allows to make most impact on patient care and impact people's lives, and regrets not going to med school. Hey man, I wanted to kind of, Tim, since you're on this thing, I would check out Digital Apothecary. And this is actually my friend. He actually creates so much content. He still doesn't have an email list, but he creates so much content about the startup companies as well. So, like, for example, if you are a pharmacist like me, and all these companies, every single one of these companies needs marketing, needs sales, needs high ticket sales. Maybe they need a consultant. Dude, when people look at this, people think, oh, this is so cool. So many opportunities. Why I want to start my own. Dude, this is job security right here. All these companies, they need help doing something, right? They need help making more sales at the end of the day. They need more help with their marketing, right? That's how I look at them. Or you could just invest, right? Be like, wait for these companies to go public or something like that. Just like how PillPack, you could like really make some huge investments, just like how PillPack got acquired by Amazon, man, right? I think there's a huge opportunity here. So this is a great website. I recently found it again, and Tim just makes really dope ass content. Go follow him, bro. So yeah. Cool. All right. Your personality is very real and relatable. That helped my decision. Oh, thanks, bro. Do you at least work patient as a farmer? I don't understand that question. I was lucky to have Kevin as a big brother figure. Through his team, I found what I really love doing. Love you, bro. This is a lifestyle. Changed my life. And guess what? We are going to freaking Vancouver next month, man, together. It's fucking crazy. You know, Zach has been always a true homie, man. He's always been a really good student. Probably a better student than me, man. Since he is better at closing than me. But no, but seriously, like, this is what happens when you put a lot of hard work. You know, Zach was in a really tough position. I don't want to give too much about his life unless he's comfortable. But he basically quit everything, man, to go into high ticket closing, and it paid off. He just put in the reps every single day. He was one of the top people role playing all the time, getting a lot better, right? And it's so crazy. So I like when he came out, I was like, hey, listen, let's try to see if we can. Let me take a small group of people, see if I can work with them more intimately, work hand in hand with them, and try to see if we could get a client. You know, and when we did find a client together through our boy Tom, by the way, MVP, when we did find our first client, it was rough because like both me and Zach were probably at the bottom, like the bottom high ticket closers on in the organization. But nowadays, like I wouldn't say I'm top. I'm climbing. I'm climbing. I'm doing a lot better than where I was. But Zach is like literally one of the top closers on the offer, which is amazing. But you know, for a while he wasn't doing too hot. But through every day, he was training his mindset, training, like listening to calls every single day. This is how you get better. You know, it's not sexy to just say like, hey, make a 6-figure income overnight. Make a 6-figure income overnight just doing jack shit. Just take this program and you'll make 6 figures. Obviously, if that is the promise, then it's a scam. A scam is simply something that does not deliver on this promise, right? At the end of the day, Dan Lok, he just tells you, hey, this is a high ticket income skill that you learn. And that's really all it is, to be honest with you. 15 people. I'm confused of what you sell. Really, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what what I sell. There's a lot of different opportunities. Total revenue collected, not cash. Oh, that makes sense. Hey, if you don't mind sharing, what are you roughly making each month since HTC? So, okay, I thought I was making about last month. I thought I was going to make 10K, but actually calculated everything wrong. So I think I made closer to 6K last month. But yeah, like from week to week, I try to shoot for and it depends. This is not you gotta realize when ads ramp up, you make a lot more money because the better, like you get more leads and stuff, right? On my different offers. I'm spreading this out between 3 different offers. So I think altogether I try to shoot about $333 per day. I would say on most weeks out of those 4 days, or out of those 7 days, I hit that goal or surpass that goal on 4 of the 7 days right now. So I'm pretty close to making about $6,000 per month through high ticket closing on all the offers total, if that makes sense. But it really depends, right? If we do really well, I mean, there's cases where I've made like I think my highest grossing day was like maybe $1,500 or $2,000 in one day. But those days don't always happen, right? So you got to realize this is it fluctuates. And because it fluctuates so much, sometimes you have bad days. Like, for example, like during the holidays, it was really, really rough. 4th of July, come on, no one wants to hop on the phone and buy products, right? On those days, they want to spend time with their family, especially if you're doing a B2C offer. Now with B2B, that's less likely to happen because you're talking businesses. They're not so like, you know, they have a more specific problem that you need to be solving usually for digital marketing and stuff like that. So do you work for Dan Lok? Nope, I do not work for Dan Lok. He gives you commission. It's affiliate commission. So it's affiliate. I'm an affiliate. So it's very different, right? So you got to realize there's a difference between closing and affiliate commission. Affiliate, you have to generate your own traffic. And you have to also go for a close. So usually it's a higher commission, right? So that's what, if I do sell anything from Dan Lok, that's what I get, right? It's affiliate, right? And that's what supports this channel. But when it comes to my clients, it's just a commission off. It's a commission off me doing a close for a deal. And if I'm a sales manager if I'm the director of sales or whatever on a offer, I get a residual cut of all of my closers on a particular offer as well. So yeah. Zach King says, can't wait for Vancouver. I'm excited too. I'm really excited too. Anyways, comments are slowing down. Let's go back in the comments. How many minutes are we at so far? Let's see. Let me open this up. We are at 40 minutes right now. So if you guys got any questions, if you guys haven't liked my video, make sure to freaking like my video, man. Support my channel, baby. So yeah, we had some pretty good comments, good discussions just now. All right, thank you for a like. Hey Kevin, hey, I just started watching your videos. I'm going my first year of college. I'll be majoring in pharmacy. Do you know anything about pharmaceutical science, like what they do, how much they get paid? Easy, bud. Bureau of Labor, pharmaceutical science. I can't see what I'm typing, so that's why my spelling's so off. But that's what Google is for. What do they say? Pharmaceutical science? Guys, Google, man. Google. Like this is let's see. Pharmaceutical, I think pharmaceutical, let me see what this is. Pharmaceutical market decisions. Let's go into pharma. Let's see. I know that there is some sort of stats. I'm not sure if this probably is not it, but it might be under pharmacologists as well. So I think it's under pharmacologists actually. Collegists. By the way, this is stats.gov. This is a really great resource if you want to find out about any sort of career. I can't find it right now. I actually found it a while ago, but for some reason I cannot find it. It's all good. But honestly, you can Google that sort of stuff. Find a particular title and actually look on the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That will really help you on your journey of finding out what a career is, what are all the stats. It really answers 90% of questions. How much they get paid, average thing. So if, like, let's say, obviously I go into pharmacists a lot, but has all the medium pay, typical entry of education, and all this sort of stuff. So it tells you what you do and stuff like that, and other similar careers as well, right? So if we go in similar careers, it might be biochemists, might be medicinal scientists and stuff like that, might be other things, but you can really be able to make better decisions with this data as well, and it's all for free. So yeah. Okay, let's go. Oh, sorry. I was like, I keep on forgetting to share my screen and shit. So awesome. Cool. So, a phenomenal communicator, video structure, audio quality, vocal tonality, focusing conversation, great points, especially when you don't know you're done with the crap. I can't even remember this. This was how do you find your first high ticket influencer. Love it. What's good about your approach as Camille is true to what Dan Lok teaches. The purpose of closing is to circumvent cold calls and uninterested customers. Instead, reach people who are at least interested, at most ready to buy. The closer's job is to finish the sale, to take the baton of the funnel to the finish line. So when you mentioned at 257 how a closer is an extension of the customer service experience by the client, I found myself thinking, I think this guy knows what he's talking about. He's actually applied Dan Lok's knowledge. Thank you for that, man. Appreciate it. And I think someone who does that really well is actually Zach. Zach does that really well. He spends almost like 20 minutes just talking to people too, talking to prospects and all that. So I think Zach is actually really, really good at that as well. He talks people, makes people feel comfortable and stuff. AZ asks, are you in Boston? And yes, I am. As long as you see this background, usually, yeah, I'm in Boston 90% of the time. So yeah. Not sure when I'm going to come back. Also, roleplay answer at 5:27. Let's kind of pass this HTC stuff. Love it. Please share the transcript. I mean, you want to know something cool about Google, by the way? So if you actually go on, any sort of video, so like let's take this video that this guy wanted a transcript with. Something cool that you can see for any video is, let me just skip this part. If you want to know something cool, come on, pause this. You can actually go to subtitles, English. Oh shit, where is it? Is it here? There's an option to kind of, open transcript. And literally, this pops out all the transcripts with the times and stuff. So if you ever need to kind of get a transcript, Google is really good. You can toggle it on and off with the timestamps, and then you can just like kind of, it's not, obviously it's not the best, but it actually kind of transcribes it for you. So it's okay. Like 90% of the time it's pretty good. So yeah, that's cool. So if you ever want a transcript, you can do that in the future. But yeah, cool. This guy took action for HCC. Salaries. This is the same person that was saying that things are getting worse in pharmacy. This guy's a Grant Cardone University guy. Pretty funny. Nothing. By the way, 90% of Dan Locke's materials copied from Grant Cardone. You want to know the truth, guys? Here's the truth about digital marketing and most courses out there. Everybody copies from everyone. Dan Locke, a lot of his stuff is not original. He even says it on his calls, right? It's not original. I guarantee you, if you're a smart marketer, if you're a smart business person, you buy all your competition stuff, take the best thing and repackage it into your own, right? For me, is that necessarily ethical? Not really. I always believe in giving credit where credit is due. So if I learn something from someone, I always try to refer, hey, I learned this from this person, right? Nothing is ever original. But here's the thing. Grant Cardone had to learn from someone, right? He's not the only one too. So I think like, hey, Grant Cardone has some good stuff. I don't think he's bad at all. But it's really about the style, right? Guy asked me about student. Oh, this one's interesting. I remember liking this comment, but this person was like, hey, as an experienced pharmacist and adjunct clinical professor at an accredited pharmacy school, I hope to add some insights here. Pharmacy does not equal Walgreens, CVS, or Rite Aid. Within pharmacy career path, there are several routes you can go: hospital, retail, radio, pharmaceuticals, pharma, legal, FDA, board of pharmacy. If you're talking about saturation alone, the entire health professions are in danger, not just pharmacy. Folks, don't make the mistake of generalizing a career just because you are building your own. Want to be a doctor? Okay. What makes you different from other doctors? What specialties do you have? What want to be a pharmacist? What makes you different from others? My point is that the general market shouldn't make you afraid. Question for you guys: what can you do within your power to make yourself a better pharmacist, doctor, nurse, or any other professional? Really great, really great. But I think it's also this was really great, because I think sometimes people focus on the numbers too much and they don't focus on like, hey, what can I do to take more responsibility of my career? What can I do to kind of, because every single saturation is not the end of the world. I think it's something to be very aware of, but if you really want to do something, it's definitely not the end of the world. So yeah, people wanted me to cover all this sort of stuff. Anyways, I have more and more comments, right? Oh yeah, I did want to cover this comment because I actually, let me unlike this. I actually had a subscriber a while ago who recently unsubscribed. If you wonder why I've been kind of focusing my content on less pharmacy stuff, this is one of the reasons why. This person says the 3 reasons you described in this video are valid. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but my opinion, it just seems like you hate your job and you wish you did something different, and perhaps you feel it's too late. Abso-fucking-lutely. Dude, this is exactly how I feel, because you know what? If there's something that I wish I've done in the past, why wouldn't I share it with you guys, right? If there's a certain thing, it's not like I'm being theoretical about this. I actually practice pharmacy. There were certain things that I did not like about it, and I just want to let you guys know. I think that's perfect, right? I wouldn't be saying this if this was the only video I have about the product, but you have several videos about several videos that just diss the career. If people are dumb enough to spend hundreds of thousands on a career they expect to do for the rest of their lives, it's their fault. I feel like you should stop discouraging people who are genuinely interested. It's disgusting. So I don't know. It's kind of sad to see this person go, but honestly, this person probably hasn't watched my videos in a while. But at the end of the day, I think it's important to realize that you're not going to change somebody's opinion, realistically. Okay, somebody's interested in pharmacy. They go on YouTube and they're like, "Oh, should I do pharmacy?" What are they going to see half the time, right? Let's even do it really quick, right? Let's go on YouTube, right? And Sorry, my computer's kind of slow. I have a lot of different things running. But that's a salty pharmacy student, says AZ. Yeah, because here's the truth. When it comes to the only people who get pissed at like my don't do pharmacy content are not people within pharmacy. You gotta realize it's a lot of pharmacy students who never been in the career. If you never set foot in the pharmacy and you haven't practiced yet, like, not to say that you don't have an opinion, but honestly, your opinion, you haven't been through it, right? It's kind of like someone who gives relationship advice who hasn't been in a relationship. It's like me giving marriage advice when I've never been in a marriage. Sure, I can talk about what I would do, but I've never been in this situation, so I can't really relate, right? Same thing. But should I do pharmacy? Let's see what pops up. I don't even know, right? Cool. Great. My original video with Engineer Truth popped up. And why pharmacy is not a good career. Look at this. Pharmacy residency, all these other videos. Lisa Study Guide has a great video on it. My video with Matt Tran, I talk about realities versus expectations, right? Like, these are all like pharmacy things talking about, hey, I should do pharmacy. But you know what? No one really talks about the truth of doing pharmacy at all, right? So I think this is really important. It's something important to paint both pictures, because here's the thing. A lot of people, they don't challenge the norm enough, man. And I think it's something really important to always be challenging the norms of conventional advice. That's one thing I realized, like Dan Locke, Dan Pena, everyone that I talk to, they always say conventional wisdom fucking sucks, you know? And I agree with it. Like, because we have to go beyond than just, hey, is pharmacy a good career, right? We have to think a little more and think about, hey, what makes a good career, right? And I think, like, when I wrote this, I wrote a response. If you've been on my channel long enough, then you know I'm all about helping people ask better questions so they can make a better decision with their career. A series on why not to do pharmacy is not going to stop someone like yourself to continue to do pharmacy. But what it will do is stop the people who aren't truly committed and students who feel forced into this career by their parents. Let me ask you something. What do you think the consequences of healthcare professionals whose hearts are in it for the money, who aren't in it for patient care? That is very fucking dangerous, by the way. Right? When you have people who, yes, people want to get paid, people need to eat, but when their primary motivator is money, maybe because their parents forced them into it, right? Because they heard from their friend that it's a great career, and they forced them off shitty ass data, shitty ass advice, right? That plays a role in our healthcare system, right? And I'm just real. At the end of the day, people might not agree with my polarizing content. I do it for a fucking reason, because guess what? Hey, maybe pharmacy is good for some people and not good for other people. Guess what? That doesn't get views. People are never going to hear the real voice of pharmacy. So that's why I create polarizing content. I still stand by it. It's been over 1 year since I made this video, and damn it, I still stand by it, because people need to know what's going on. I don't think my views are so ridiculous where it's just like, hey, pharmacy sucks. This is why pharmacy sucks. I don't say that shit, because I do know that pharmacy could be a great career for some people, and it could be a great for a lot of people. But I know that a lot of the times when people go into pharmacy, it's definitely for the wrong reason, or it's because they feel so lost. And those are people that we just kind of don't really need it within pharmacy at this moment in time, right? Does that kind of make sense, guys? So what I said was, hey, because I know I'll filter out the uncommitted and open up opportunities for people like yourself we're in a saturated market. It'll help people reconsider their decisions and move closer toward what they actually want. Last thing we need are more blanket statements saying you should do it without teaching people how to think and consider the consequences of pharmacy school debt, there's a lot of different consequences, right? You're going to have to be in this career for quite a while, right? It's not how we practice medicine. By giving blanket statements, it's not how we practice medicine, and definitely not how we should dish out our career advice. In my opinion, it's more important to paint both sides of the picture and talk about topics no one else or can talk about. Here's the truth. A lot of other pharmacists feel the same way as me, but guess what? When this is your primary source of income, it kind of silences you, man. You talk bad about pharmacy or anything, like, dude, you're gonna ban yourself from any. It's not gonna be a good. It's not gonna be a good look, man. So that's why I choose to talk about it, because I think it's important to talk about it. And while people might not like me talking about it, I don't straight up bash pharmacy at the end of the day. I was like, hey, I understand why you decided to unsubscribe. That's totally cool. Thanks for supporting these channels for the last year. Hate to see you go. Wish you the best. I always wish gratitude on those people at every single point of my, like, at every single point, whether people subscribe, unsubscribe, doesn't matter, man. Because at the end of the day, I'm just grateful that people took the time out of their day to just spend with me, even if it's temporary. Everything in life is temporary. We all have an expiration date. I will not be making videos for the rest of my life. One day I'm going to die, you know, and that might happen. I hope that I keep on creating videos. I probably will, just because I love it. But yeah. All right. Would love kind of hear your thoughts, guys. I know I've been kind of ranting for the last, like, quite a bit. We got only 7 people right now. But, hey, bro, how are you? In Boston, just chilling, just a hot summer day. Probably gonna eat a bit and then go to sleep. AZ says, all doctors are in it for the money. I wouldn't say so, man. There's actually legit doctors who really care about people. They feel frustrated, though, because our healthcare system, our reimbursement system, and all that is not geared toward helping patients, truly helping patients, right? Because at the end of the day, it's kind of, I don't blame insurance companies, because how do you attach like a KPI to emotional care, supporting people? See, this is kind of like the esoteric type of stuff that, you know, that you feel that makes great care because you're being listened to. Is that tactical empathy? How do you put a benchmark or a KPI associated with that, right? It's those things that actually, you know, motivate patients to take better care of themselves just because somebody else cares. So why, like, having that support is so important. But when you're so focused on, hey, are you taking your meds all the time? Are you taking your meds all the time? That is not the way for better health, honestly, at the end of the day. We should really be focusing on, and here's the thing, we're spending so much money on healthcare because we don't have a great foundation for lifestyle modifications. It's not the sexy answer because it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard to diet. It's fucking hard to work out. That's the point, right? But if we can market it as a magic pill for people, poof, there goes your diabetes and stuff. People just neglect that part, and that's the major thing for every single medication intervention that should be done. We learned that on day 1 as pharmacists. Lifestyle over just pharmacological interventions. I feel so strongly about that, and yeah. Very naive to think otherwise. Is pharm school as expensive as med school? I don't really know, but I would assume that med school is a lot more expensive. Accurate Gaming. This will be, by the way, let me know if you guys, this will probably be one of the last questions I answer. So if you guys got any last minute things, make sure to type them in the comments. And yeah, I'm kind of stuck because I heard chemistry is fundamental to become a pharmacist. So I'm kind of curious, Accurate Gaming, where did you hear? Love the DB, like Dragon Ball reference in your profile picture, but I love to kind of hear where you got this knowledge from, right? You know what's really interesting? Half the time, and maybe I'll show you guys this. Like, I'll show you guys how to do stuff. Now that I know how to use this app a lot more, I think it's really important that you, like, I can show you things, right? Hold on for a second. Let me farm. So I will tell you this. As far as pharmacy related, not so much, right? There is a bit of chemistry involved. It's not all medicinal chemistry and stuff, but you know, if you want to know if chemistry is important to be a pharmacist, it's more for the prereqs. And if you guys ever ask me how to, like, I'll do a separate video on this, but if you guys are ever curious about the prereqs for pharmacy, let me show you how to fish. I'm going to show you how to look up your prereqs really freaking quickly. All you got to go to is school directory, right? Just be like, hey, I want to be a pharmacist. Pick any school that kind of resonates with you, right? and it will tell you all this sort of stuff, like the accreditation status, is it private or public, right? Um, are there Are there supplemental? Are there required tests like the PCAT and stuff like that? Hold on for a second. Okay, sure. You can see which schools require the PCAT and all that. Which ones do early decision, right? And general information. Okay, let's go back. But see, you can see all this sort of stuff, right? And let's choose I don't know. Let's choose, since a lot of USC is very popular. University of California. University of Southern California. Very popular school, by the way. Cool. So you can see who the associate director of admission is. You have this person's name. You know their address. You can contact them if you have any questions. And you can see what's when the application deadline is. You can see, for example, what kind of academic term do they have. Number of farm seats in the last entering, 198. Dual degree program, so they offer all these sort of programs. I think so. The structure of their program is a bachelor degree required. Yes.